Are you thinking of moving to Australia for work in 2025? Well, stop right there, because if you don't know these new rules, your visa might get denied instantly. Australia's work visa process is changing fast, and thousands of people are getting rejected without even knowing why. But don't worry, I've done the research. And in this video, I'll break down exactly what you need to do to secure your visa, a job sponsorship, and move successfully. So if you're serious about working in Australia, watch till the end because missing even one step could cost you thousands of dollars and delay your dream for years.
Hi everyone and welcome back to It's Me Abe, your number one source for everything you need to know about moving to Australia. Whether you're looking for work, permanent residency or just a fresh start, I'll break it all down so you don't have to. Today's video is a must watch if you're planning to move to Australia in 2025. Stay with me to the end because I will also share the biggest mistake people make that gets their visa rejected. Let's get into this video.
Before you even think about moving, you need to understand the different types of work visas. Australia has multiple work visas, but the most common ones in 2025 are Temporary Skill Shortage Visa, Subclass 482 for skilled workers, sponsored by an Australian employer, Skilled Independent Visa, Subclass 189 for workers who don't need employer sponsorship, Skilled Nominated Visa, Subclass 190, requires state nomination, Working Holiday Visa, Subclass 417 and 462. For younger applicants who want to work temporarily, Employer Nomination Scheme Visa, Subclass 196, leads to permanent residency. Why does this matter? Each visa has different requirements, so if you apply for the wrong one, you could waste thousands of dollars and lose your chance to move. Now, let's talk about what changed in 2025. 1. Stricter English language requirements. Previously, a basic IELTS or PTE score could get you through. But in 2025, Australia raised the bar. Now, for most work visas, you'll need a higher English score, especially in speaking and writing. 2. Higher salary thresholds for sponsored workers. The government increased the minimum salary requirement for sponsored workers under the 482 visa. This means employers must pay foreign workers at least $70,000 AUD per year, up from $53,900 in previous years. 3. More scrutiny on work experience and education. Authorities are now strictly verifying work experience and qualifications. If they find out you faked anything, you could get banned from applying again. These changes affect thousands of people, but the ones hit the hardest are international students. Many students relied on post-study work visas, but now the government is making it tougher. Hospitality and retail workers. If you work in a lower-paid industry, you might not qualify anymore. People with limited work experience. If you have less than 3 years of work experience, your application might be rejected. Real case example. Let me tell you about Daniel from Nigeria. He applied for a 482 visa in 2024 as a software engineer. He had only 2 years of work experience and a borderline English test score. He got rejected because of the new 2025 work experience requirement. The lesson: if you're applying now, make sure your experience and documents are strong. A lot of people fall for visa scams every year. Here are signs of a scam. 1. The agent asks for huge upfront payments. 2. They guarantee 100% approval. No one can do that. 3. They use WhatsApp or Telegram instead of official email. 4. The job offer sounds too good to be true. Real life case. Maria from the Philippines paid $5,000 to a fake recruiter who promised her a work visa. She arrived in Australia only to find out the job didn't exist. She lost her money and had to go back home. How to avoid scams. 1. Only use registered migration agents. 2. Check if the employer is officially listed. 3. Never pay a recruiter directly for a visa. A visa rejection can set you back months and cost you thousands of dollars. The most common reasons people get rejected. 1. Fake work experience or qualifications. 2. Submitting incomplete or incorrect documents. 3. Not meeting the required English score. 4. Not enough funds to support yourself in Australia. Make sure you always double-check your documents before uploading them. And if you are unsure, seek professional assistance. Moving to Australia and living in Australia isn't cheap, especially living in cities like Sydney and Melbourne, where you pay almost double the amount of what you can get in other cities. Let's break down the real costs you need to prepare for. 1. Visa fees range from $2,500 to $4,500, depending on the visa. 2. Accommodation. Expect to pay at least $400 to $700 per week in major cities like Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. 3. Flights are around $1,500 to for a one-way ticket. 4. Health insurance. Insurance is mandatory for most visa types, and it varies with the amount you have to pay as well. If your Australian work visa gets rejected, don't panic, you might still have options. Many people assume a rejection is the end, but in reality, you can appeal the decision or reapply correctly. Reasons you can appeal a visa rejection. 1. Incorrect decision by immigration. If they made an error, you can challenge it. 2. New supporting documents. If you can provide missing paperwork, your case may be reconsidered. 3. Unfair treatment. If you believe your application was denied unfairly, you can appeal to the Administrative Appeals Tribunal, AAT. Example, Joseph from Ghana applied for a 482 visa, but was rejected because his employer's sponsorship was under review. He appealed, provided additional documents, and won the case. Tip: always consult a registered migration agent before appealing. Many people struggle when they first start working in Australia because the work culture is very different from other countries. What you should know. 1. Punctuality matters. Being late can make you look unprofessional. 2. Work-life balance. Australians value their personal time. Don't expect overtime unless necessary. 3. Direct communication. Employers appreciate honesty and clear communication. Real case. Raju from India was fired from his retail job because he kept showing up late. He assumed a 15-minute grace period was normal. But in Australia, punctuality is key. Most people start with a temporary work visa before applying for permanent residency, PR. But how do you make that transition? Pathways to permanent residency. 1. Subclass 186 visa, employer nomination scheme. If your employer sponsors you. 2. Subclass 190 visa, skilled nominated visa. Requires a state nomination. 3. Subclass 191 visa, permanent residence visa. For workers who have lived in Australia for 3+ years on a skilled visa. Example, Fatima from Pakistan worked in IT for 4 years on a 482 visa. Her employer then nominated her for PR, and she successfully transitioned to a 186 visa. Overstaying your visa is a serious offense in Australia. If you stay past your visa's expiration date, you could face fines of up to $10,000 AUD, deportation and a 3 to 10-year ban, difficulty getting future visas. Real case, Samuel from Kenya overstayed his visa by 6 months. When he tried to apply for another visa, he was banned from re-entering Australia for 5 years. Many immigrants don't know their rights in the workplace, and some employers take advantage of that. Your rights as a worker in Australia. 1. Minimum wage, Australia. Has one of the highest minimum wages in the world. 23 per hour in 2025. 2. Paid leave. Full-time workers get annual leave, sick leave, and public holidays off. 3. No workplace discrimination. It's illegal for employers to discriminate based on race, gender, or nationality. Example, Lee from China was underpaid at a restaurant. She reported it to the Fair Work Ombudsman and got back her unpaid wages. If you decide to move to Australia for work and you want an easier path to an Australian work visa, apply for jobs in high demand. Jobs with a high chance of visa approval. 1. Healthcare and nursing. Australia has a shortage of nurses and aged care workers. 2. IT and software development. Tech jobs are booming, especially cybersecurity roles. 3. Engineering and construction, civil, mechanical, and electrical engineers are needed. 4. Logistics and truck driving. Australia lacks truck drivers for interstate deliveries. Example, Carlos from Brazil applied for an IT job and got a 482 visa within 3 months because his occupation was in high demand. Many people get deported from Australia because of simple mistakes. Don't let this happen to you. Top reasons for deportation. 1. Working illegally on a tourist visa. 2. Providing fake documents for your visa application. 3. Not reporting a change in your circumstances, e.g., job loss, expired visa. Real case. Ahmed from Pakistan used a fake job reference for his PR application. He was caught and banned from Australia for 10 years.
Wow, we've covered a lot today. Moving to Australia for work in 2025 is actually easy. All you have to do is to follow the right steps so that you don't make any mistakes. If you find this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss future updates. And also, if you have any question, leave a comment below. I'll reply as many as I can. See you in the next video.